Come on! Yeah! Come on!
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Hainsey coming back for another video. Today, we're here to preview round 9 of the NRL Touch Premiership season between the New Zealand Warriors and my boys, the Sydney Roosters, at Mount Smart Stadium. 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, family-friendly indeed on a Sunday, 2 p.m. 4 p.m. for you New Zealand Warriors fans. Speaking of New Zealand Warriors fans, we've got a very special guest here on the night. It's Warriors NRL Fanatics here. Fanatics, how are you, my friend? Welcome to the channel. How are you?
I am doing great, Hainsey. Thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure to be on your channel for the very first time, actually. I'm looking forward to, previewing this game on Sunday, which I reckon is going to be a good game, actually. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. I just had my mic up there. That was so stupid of mine. We actually done a bit of a reversal here. I jumped on yours in round 2 while Hold the Ball jumped on mine, and I jumped on Hold the Ball preview last night, and Fanatics is debuting for the channel. So it's great that we've got both fantastic Warriors content creators in the business, and definitely can't wait to meet up next week at Magic Round. It's going to be exciting.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to Magic Round. I can't wait just to be able to meet up with all the content creators, which is going to be a good event. Actually, can't wait for it. But, it's going to be a big weekend up there in Brisbane, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be fantastic. We'll get straight into the preview now, but first off, if you're new around here, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram at Hainsey_YT, and also subscribe and follow to my brand new channels on TikTok and YouTube called the Chook Pen TV, just a bit of fan TV kind of stuff, so a bit of behind the scenes kind of stuff. And make sure you guys check out Warriors NRL Fanatics on YouTube and TikTok. Fantastic content, all Warriors related. I'm actually annoyed with him right now. He's a Man City fan and they're about to win the league, so not happy with him. You probably would have enjoyed that game this morning.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Absolutely enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a great result. Great result. Very pleased with it.
Yeah, it was good on you. Liverpool fan, obviously. We're still going to make top 4. But we'll get straight into the preview now. If we just get it up on screen here. We'll go through to the review first. The Warriors, if you want to take through Fanatics Warriors game, I actually missed this game because I was flying home from Brisbane after the Anzac Day clash on Tuesday. But the Storm got the job done, 30 points to 22, in a very gutsy effort, though, by your Warriors.
Yeah, it was a great effort from the boys. I mean, we started off pretty well. I thought, just our attack was looking very threatening. Sean Johnson started pretty well. We had, I think it was a very good start from us. And, it looked like Melbourne, for me, just went in the game. But as the game rolled on, the Storm, as you come to expect with the Storm in that second half, they bounced back and they get up. Look, I wasn't too disappointed with the result. Usually I would be a bit annoyed with a result up like that, but I think the effort and courage that we showed in that game, especially, and there was some positive signs despite the result in the day, and a few debatable decisions against the Warriors, a few injuries as well, and we had no bench as well. So that's going to be really interesting to see this week how those players go coming into the side for a lot of those injured players.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely been a fan of the Warriors this year. So you guys doing really well. It's a big test for you guys the next 3 weeks, and we'll get into that. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but we have a bit of breaking news. If not, but Dylan Walker has successfully got off at the judiciary, so he's free to play. What are your thoughts on this one?
Look, for me, I thought this is actually great news. I mean, I was, I wasn't too happy with the fact that he was put on report and facing a suspension, because personally, from my point of view, I don't think he wasn't really that bad of a tackle. And the Warriors broke the charge and they won it. So I'm pretty pleased with it, because we don't have to rely on a young player coming into the side like Volkman. I think Volkman's a good young player, don't get me wrong, but to have Dylan Walker in there, he's an experienced player, and we've got a lot of injuries at the moment. So even if we had Dylan Walker out, that probably would have just really made it a bit worse for us on Sunday. So yeah, it's great news. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, definitely a big. When you see a player who's been charged from the judiciary and he's still named in the team, so there's a lot of belief and confidence in the team, in the club, to make sure that they know that he's going to get off the charge, and available for selection, and there you go. He did get the fall off the charge. I think he was facing 3 weeks, so really good effort there from the Warriors, and he's good to play. We'll turn our attention now to the mighty Sydney Roosters, and I was at this game. The nerves, Anzac Day, always fantastic. 27-26, the Roosters over the Dragons. I said in the review on Wednesday yesterday, I didn't care, and I said it all week. I didn't care how we won this game as long as we got the 2 points, which we did. Wasn't pretty, but we got the job done in the end. There were some good signs there. Saw a lot of things that we improve on, but very good performance all round, and we got the job done. So I was happy about that. Did you get to see much of this game before the Warriors game, Fanatics?
Yes, I actually watched this whole game live on Channel 9. So I watched this game on Channel 9 because I don't have Fox. So the only way I can watch games is live streaming websites, free websites. So I watched this one on Channel 9. So lucky this was a Channel 9 game, so I could watch it on TV instead. So yeah, look, I think the Roosters, your boys, started the game pretty well. I thought the Dragons fought back pretty well in this game as well. Actually, they were pretty resilient as well in this one, and I think obviously a win's a win at the end of the day. You guys will take it moving forward. So yeah, I mean, you got the result. That's the main thing.
Yeah, definitely. I thought the Dragons showed a lot of courage in that game. I said it all game, and I was like, the Warriors, not the Warriors, the Dragons aren't going to be out of this game. They're going to keep coming at us. So I thought Sloan had a blinder, and Moga, Sully had a field day on Suoliti. So, but yeah, got the 2 points. I'm happy with that. So it's simple as that. So I don't really, it's not really much of an issue there. So. But yeah, we'll turn our attention now to this weekend's game. Both got a 5-day turnaround. We obviously did play on Anzac Day. It's always a special day for both respective teams. Obviously, we don't play each other, but there's a lot of meaning for both teams, obviously, because you guys aren't from New Zealand, so you guys represent the country on the New Zealand part of the Anzacs, so which is good to see. And the Roosters, obviously, the traditional Anzac Day game, so we always honour and privileged to play on this game. So it's the showpiece event of the year. With 40,000 there at Allianz. I think they had a good crowd there in New Zealand at Amy Park with about 23,000.
Yeah.
Just quickly on that though, like, would you love to see Anzac Day head to New Zealand next year? Like, it'd be an awesome experience. Do you reckon you could have like at Eden Park or even Mount Smart? Like, what are your thoughts on playing every year?
I think it's time. I think it's time that the Anzac Day Clash gets taken to New Zealand. Though. We haven't hosted an Anzac Day Clash in a very long time. I think the last time we did it was when we played the Titans, which was a different sort of opposition because we always play Melbourne. So I think that was the last time we got to host a Anzac Day Clash. And it has to be a time where the Warriors get a game in New Zealand on Anzac Day against, the Melbourne Storm or someone else. I'd like to see us play someone else, actually. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, it's always a good clash between us and Melbourne, but I'd love to see us play someone like the Canberra Raiders. Personally, but I think surely you got to take a game to New Zealand. Surely the Warriors, the NRL can do a bit more for the Warriors and try and let them host a game in New Zealand for, just rotate it every year. Just have it in different places every year for me, because just having it in Melbourne every year is not really, personally, not really the right thing to do. Just having it in Melbourne every year, just rotate it every year.
I like that. I do like that. With the Roosters and Dragons game, obviously it will be at Allianz every year, but next year it will be a Dragons home game. So it'll be more opportunity for the Dragons fans to get their hands on tickets before the Roosters fans. And it just rotates every year. And I agree. I think the Warriors deserve to have an Anzac Day game back home. And in Canberra, I think it was really disappointing to see our nation's capital, Canberra, not involved in Anzac Day at all, which is the round itself, which I think was a bit hard done by, but it is what it is. But definitely can't wait to see what next year folds in and see if the Warriors do get a home game for Anzac Day. All right, let's turn our attention this weekend against the Roosters v Warriors in Mount Smart Stadium, 2 p.m. kickoff for New South Wales, Queensland, Australian time, and 4 p.m. in New Zealand. But it's prime time for New Zealand fans, which is great to see. It'll be hopefully a big crowd out there at Mount Smart Stadium, 2 p.m. family friendly for us Aussies, so it'll be good. So we'll turn our attention now to the team news. And Fanatics, we'll have the screen up there. If you want to go through the Warriors team, it's over to you.
All right, so we got fullback there, Tane Tuapiki, who's coming in for Chancellor Klukstad, he's out due to injury. So we've got Darla Martinez-Lesniak on the wing, and in the centres, Marcelo Montoya and Adam Pompey. And Edward Cozy is on the other wing there. And Dylan Walker, who's successfully fought his charge at the judiciary, so he's in the 6th. Halfback Sean Johnson, prop Adam Fanua-Blake, and Wade Egan returns from a long concussion layout there, so he's back in the side starting hooker. Bunty Afoa is returning to the starting prop position in place of Jay Savanga, who's unfortunately out due to an injury as well. Jackson Ford in the second row with Marata Niokore, and George Curran comes in for Tohu Harris at lock there. So benches, Freddie Lussick, Bailey Cernan, Tom Ale, and Viliami Valia. Reserves, Dimitri Safakula, Ronald Volkman, Ali Lautua, Kalin Going, and Zion Mau. That's the reserves.
Still, obviously, there's a few outs there, but there's still a decent-looking side there, so definitely a good game. We'll turn our attention now to the Roosters. Obviously, fullback, skipper, James Tedesco. On the wings here, a bit interesting here. No Daniel Tupou. He's done a hamstring, which is horrible to hear. Corey Allen comes in and has an opportunity. His first game starting. He played his first game for the Roosters against Parramatta, but he was off the bench there. But this is his first game starting in the red, white, and blue with Jackson Paulo on the other wing. Joseph Akuso-Suali'i and Paul Momorowski into the centres. The halves remain the same, Joseph Manu and Luke Keary. Front row, Jared Oria-Hargreaves, Lindsay Collins. Hooker, the cheese, Brandon Smith. Egan Butcher on the left wing, left back row up. The right back row up, returning from suspension, is Nat Butcher and Victor, the inflictor, Radley. Sinbin Radley in lock. And on the bench, Drew Hutchinson, Angus Crichton, Satili Tupanua, and Matt Lodge. And then our reserves, Fletcher Baker, Sam Walker, Nafua White, Jake Turpin, and Nathan Brown. Very, very stacked team. Both teams are looking really good. Fanatics, if you just want to point out the Warriors team, like what are your thoughts on the team and the selection? Are you happy with the selections? And obviously it's hard when you guys have got injuries and all that, but like, what are your thoughts on the squad?
So, yeah, look, probably not too shocked with a lot of the changes this week because of the injuries that we suffered which were terrible luck, actually, very, very tough. The likes of Harris coming out of the side, I think, him especially being a leader as well inside is also a big blow. Jazz Savanga, who's been playing pretty well as well, and Chancellor Klukstad, who's been very good for us at the fullback spot this year. So, those are 3 big outs, actually, very big outs for the Warriors. But, you got Tane Tuapiki coming in there. He's been playing pretty well for the Cup side, New South Wales Cup side. I know a lot about Tane Tuapiki, who played for the Queensland Cup side in the Burleigh Bears. For those of you who don't know a lot about him, he, for me, he's a very good player, very good young player coming through. I think he's a player to watch. He's quite a small fella. He's quite very small type player, but he's quite fast. Pretty. I think he's pretty brave on defence as well. His defence probably will be tested in this game, so he'll have to be pretty brave in his defensive structure there. But other than that, I think it's the Warriors seems very strong. Even though we've got a lot of outs as well. So I'd say, look, I think it's a very good side overall. I think it's not too bad despite the players that we got out. But we haven't had a full strength side on the field this year, which has been a bit of an issue. Just not being able to field a full strength side each week, and I think that's a bit of a problem for Andrew Webster at the moment, is not being able to get all those players on the field. But it is the NRL, it is rugby league, and you're going to get injuries. And he hasn't made excuses at the end of the day. He's saying it's the next man up mentality. So that's what we have to bring on Sunday against you guys, which you guys have got a quality side on paper. And, for me, I had the Roosters in my top 4 at the start of the year, and I think they'll still be a top 4 side at the back end of the year. So that this is a test for us, no doubt about it. It's going to test our character because we're coming off a short turnaround. And, we've also fly back from New Zealand as well, so we don't get a lot of time before Sunday. So, it's going to be, and I reckon it's going to be really interesting to see how this team can bounce back against this quality Roosters side who we faced you guys earlier this season.
Yes, we did. Round 2 at Allianz Stadium, and that game showed a lot of character for the Warriors. Obviously the Roosters weren't at our best at that game, but the Warriors they stuck it to us. And obviously you could say in this game where the Warriors had opportunities there, but they just couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
Looking at the side here, there's two guys I want to mention here, and they're former Roosters players, Josh Curran and Freddie Lussick. I rate them too as a player, especially Josh Curran. He's a really good player. But yeah, it's good to see him. Obviously we can't have them all. Josh Curran was a really good player at the Roosters. He only had a handful of first-grade games. Got an opportunity at the Warriors during COVID, and he's hasn't taken it for granted, so he's doing really well there, which is good to see. Freddie Lussick as well, into the 14 there was good. Big in for you guys is Wade Egan. He's back from a couple of weeks out, so which is massive for you guys. Sean Johnson has been back. He's aged like a fine wine, as I like to call it. He's been absolutely phenomenal this year. It's been his best years in a long time, you could say. It's good to see Sean Johnson at his best. Again, the back line seems pretty stable. Dallin Wantetti, I cannot pronounce that. I've done it for 5 years. I cannot pronounce it right. Marcelo Montoya, Adam Pompey, they're class. They're class. And obviously, like you said, you had high rates about this fullback as well. At the big blow, no Charles Nickel-Klotstad, but, it's a good squad. Obviously, your forward pack, Adam Fanua-Blake will absolutely give it to Jared and Lindsay, which is going to be good. Jackson Ford, really good. Nakora as well. There's not really much differences between the two. Obviously, the Roosters team is really class, but
the
Warriors, though, it's a team that they just do their job and do the hard work and do their job. As simple as that. And that's how they've been winning games this year. So really impressed with the Warriors team. Like you said, though, it's a tough period for you, and I did mention that at the start, though. The next 3 weeks, he played the Storm, which is a tough game, the Roosters, and you got Penrith next week at Magic Round. So it's a big question to see where the Warriors are going to be at this season. I know in the conversations that we have in our group chats and all that, that you're not jumping to conclusion. You're not getting ahead of yourself, because there is a tough period for you guys. It is gonna tell where you guys are at physically and mentally as a club. So it's a big test for you guys. But there it looks like a good side, and definitely very a team that can compete against the Roosters this Sunday, and also compete for a top 8 spot, which I didn't expect at the start of the season. My apologies, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. So we'll get into the Roosters team. The big thing that we need to point out here is that what happened with the Roosters on, I think Moses Suli and Tata Moga really exposed that left side defense of Suli, Kiri, and Daniel Tupou. They scored all their tries, 4 of the 5 tries down that right side. So bit of a nightmare for the Roosters left defense. I can't remember. So obviously we're going to see that Adam Pompey and Edward Coetzee definitely go down that side. Like Sean Johnson and Walker will threaten that left side, especially with the new combination of Corey Allen and Suoli'i. Me personally, I would have gone Suoli'i to that left wing. I would have put more Morosky to the right, Manu back into the halves, and you have no choice to put Sam Walker in that. The 6 there, but I'm still happy with it. I'm happy to give Corey Allen a crack, or even if it doesn't work out, I'm even happy to put Billy Smith back into the team. He deserves to have some luck, I would say. But again, apart from those two, apart from having no Tupou, it's going to be massive. Suoli'i's going to be doing a lot of ball carrying through out of trouble, which we're known for, and that's how we set our start our sets really well. Is with our outside backs leading the way. Manu and Kiri, I think Teddy said it perfectly in the press conference on Tuesday that Tedesco and Manu are the ones that are going to break the game open, while Kiri is your structured man, sticks to the game plan, knows what his role is. So I think it's good, though, that Manu, free license through the middle, tied forwards. I think he'll get better. He's really good at a 5'8". It's just more of a presence than anything. And then obviously the forward pack, Jared, Lindsay. If you remember the game against the Warriors in round 2, Lindsay almost played 80 minutes. And this is when we're desperate but injuries in the forward pack. We had no Lodge, we had no Jared, no Victor,
Yep.
Crichton and Tupanua. It showed a lot of the character of Lindsay Collins, and I think Lindsay Collins has been our best player this year, and he's absolutely going to kill it come Origin time. Obviously, you are a Queenslander, I believe, so you're loving that Lindsay is having some good form for the Queenslanders, and I think he'll rip in for Origin. Egan Butcher last week, I think he was my man of the match personally. He was brilliant. Just good line running. He's starting to evolve into his position. He is normally a middleman, but he's playing on the edge because of Crichton and Tupanua missing the start of the year, but he's doing his job, playing really, really well. Nat Butcher as well, really good. Comes in for Angus Crichton on the bench there. Nat Butcher into the back row. I think it's good to see that they're all returning. That Butcher, I think Angus didn't have a great game, but it was his first game back, so I'm not going out and bagging him, but just give him time there. He'll be right. But obviously, Nat Butcher, the more informed player out of the two. Victor, Victor actually played really well until the sin bin, if I'm honestly being honest. If you look at the first play, how he ran to the line, just put Egan Butcher into a hole. It was so slick. And that's what we need from Radley. That's what we want from Radley. And we all know as Roosters fans that he's one of the best ball playing locks in the game. But when he gets it right, and we saw glimpses of that. Drew Hutchinson, I keep doubting this selection, but obviously it paid dividends in that last 15 minutes against the Dragons, where we lost Tupou and we put Sully to the wing and Drew Hutchinson. All he did there was just get in their face and make tackles. That's all he did there, and he hung on. Our bench, man. I think the bench is where it's going to be the difference here. Bailey Sheridan, obviously a great player. Yep. But yeah, Angus Crichton, Satili Tupanua, Matt Lodge.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely stacked. I'm sorry to poke the bear, but Matt Lodge playing his first game against the Warriors, I believe, since leaving the club. Is that going to bring some spice into this game from a Warriors perspective?
Yeah, look, personally, the way he left the club was due to a falling out with previous owner. So that's that is why he left. So yeah, I really don't really have much more to say about Matthew Lodge. Really, I'm not really the biggest of fans of him, to be honest. But yeah, it's just he's gone now.
Yeah, exactly right. Obviously, I wasn't a real big fan of Matt Lodge until he came to the club, and I loved how his attitude towards the club has really sold my vote towards him. How much he's changed. I had a chat with him. I didn't add this in my vlog, in the West Tigers vlog last year, but I had a chat with him after the game, and he was just so humbled and so grateful for the opportunity to be playing footy, and just enjoying his footy. So no disrespect to the Warriors fans, but it seems like he's a family man. Like, it just feels like he's a changed person. So it's good to see Matty Lodge enjoying himself. And last week he played really well. His best game of the season. I think when he took the headgear off, he was on. It was and front rowers don't need to have a headgear. I know Josh Curran looks good in his Indigenous headgear. It looks sick, but at the same time, forwards don't need to have a headgear. And Matt Lodge realised that, took the headgear off, and just ripped into the Dragons. So I think the bench is going to be the massive difference here in this game, stacked. Yeah. I think if we look into the game against the Dragons as well, Radley come off about 5-10 minutes before the sin bin, and Tupanua played lock. Well, the Cheese come off for 5-10 minutes. Radley went back into the 9, and Tupanua came in as a middle forward, as a lock forward though. So I think that might have Tupanua, maybe Crichton rotate with the Butcher brothers, and then Tupanua come in as a lock forward. So it'd be interesting what Robbo does with the team. But still can't wait for what's going to be an absolute ripper clash. We'll get into our predictions now, tips and predictions for this game. Obviously, we are going to tip our respective teams. I'm going to ask you, Fanatics, how do the Warriors win this game?
So basically, for me, it's defense. Defense is definitely the main thing, because I think still, our edge is a bit shaky. Melbourne's still trying to expose that, and I think at times we were a bit exposed defensively as well. DWZ, he got caught out a couple of times for tries. Made some errors as well. So, I think our edges especially need to be on song against the Roosters because, you got Tedesco, Joey Manu as well. Your wingers, the centres are, handy players as well. Suoliti especially, we got to watch out for him. So for me, it's pretty much defensively we need to be rock solid. Have a good start to the game. I think a good start is always crucial for the Warriors. So important. Yep. We had a good start against Melbourne, but obviously that didn't turn out the way we wanted. But just have a good start to the game. Defensively very strong, and make sure we apply pressure to the Roosters side, which we need to be doing. So, and mistakes, make sure we don't make any mistakes as well in the game.
Yep, spot on.
Yeah.
Obviously for us, I think it's not more the discipline. I think we really controlled that against the Dragons. Yep. It wasn't out of hand. Errors wasn't too bad, but could be better. I think it's just more of our defense. I think we just want to really work on our defense. And obviously, Trent Robinson is known for his defense, so he wouldn't be pleased on how we're leaking points like that. But it's not our goal line defense. I think our goal line defense is rock solid, and it's very hard to get through the Bondi Wars, like we like to call it as Roosters fans. But I think it's more of players missing their assignment kind of thing. We saw a few times with Suoliti missing a few tackles on Moses Suli and Toa Sloan in that Anzac game, and I think Sean Johnson will try and go down that side. So we can just focus on our left side defense. If we can get that on song, I think the game will take for itself. Like our forwards, I think like Jared Lindsay, they'll have a big game again. I think our Kiwi boys will step up, like the likes of Cheese, Jared, and I'm missing someone here. Cheese, Jared, Manu, like those three. Those three, they're back home for the first time since 2018. So they're going to be frothing at the mouth to play in front of their friends and family. So it's going to be good to see back in New Zealand. So I think those boys are going to have a blinder. But yeah, we're starting to get it together. So which is good to see. Well, that turns now into our tips. Now I am going to tip the Roosters here. Similar to round 2, I think it's going to be a gutsy affair from both teams. I think the Warriors will have opportunities. I'm even going to go the Roosters 22-12 here. Tight scoring game in Wellington. Not Wellington, Auckland. It's going to be very tight tussle. I think the Roosters are expected to win this game, but it's not a pushover. If that makes sense. Like we've got to work. Yeah. We've got to earn it. So, and I think we will. I think a gutsy, gritty performance here from our boys will get the job done. I think the Roosters will win 22-12 with Jackson Paulo first time try scorer. He did in that round 2 as well, so I'm going to go the same blueprint. What are your thoughts here, Fanatics? What is your predictions here for your Warriors to win here?
Yeah, look, so I'm going to obviously back the boys in here. I'm going to back my team. So backing with my heart over my head. My head's obviously saying a Roosters win, but my heart's going with the Warriors. So I'm going to go with my heart here. So I'm going to go Warriors 26-18. 26-18 is my score prediction. Try scorer, I'm actually going to go. I'll go Edward Cozy for the Warriors. Edward Cozy for his try scorer.
Very, very, very good. And definitely the Warriors, if they do win this game, it'll prove a lot to their fans saying that we're here for this competition, and it's very tight. So it's going to be a cracker. Alrighty, guys, that's going to wrap up our preview. Thank you so much, Warriors NRL Fanatics, for coming on. Make sure you guys give him a follow, subscribe to his channel. Link will be down below. Go check it out. It's fantastic content. Fanatics, thank you so much for your time tonight. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. And it's been great to come on and preview the game, which looking forward to on Sunday. And all the best for Sunday. May the best team win. And hopefully my boys get the result though.
We'll see what happens, and we'll definitely see you next week at Magic Round. And if you guys are watching, you are coming to Magic Round, come say goodbye to us, Fanatics. Hold the ball, he'll be there. Nick from Australia, Parenzo Vid, CJ Moxley, all those guys will be there. Your favorite content creators will be there. So come and say good day to us. It's great to see everyone again. I can't remember if I met you last year or not, but
yeah,
I can't remember.
But anyway, I don't think you
I can't remember. But yeah, we'll see each other next week. That's gonna wrap up the video, guys. If you're new around here, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram at Hainsey_YT. We are currently at 847 subscribers. We are 153 away from the milestone of 1,000 by the end of the year. Let's get it done. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. But until then, it's goodbye for now.